people looking in at us would think, oh, what a lovely family. But when the front doors used to close and sort of it'd get to night time and everyone else would be in their own four walls, what went on in our four walls were at times like horrendous.
This is where we used to live, in this room. My dad used to live in his little couch there. But it's bad memories from... It's a bit...
Yeah, it's a bit hectic.
It's a bit weird standing in there, isn't it, like this?
Isn't it? It's like thingy. That were on the coffee table, on shelf thing under there, and it's like how many people have that on a coffee table, so... Shit like that just spins you out, really. You're like, fucking hell, what sort of person does that?
What was your father like?
Nightmare, really, for me. Like, all in all. But if you went and knocked on the door, you'd think that you were one of the nicest blokes you could possibly ever meet, because it were all sort of dressed up and rosy and have a nice cup of tea and a chat to the outside world. But like sober, he was not too bad. But sort of when I were younger, it were like he were younger, so he were out and doing his bit, and he'd be off out sort of drinking most nights. Come back from pub, and it'd be like all hell would break loose, and it'd be fights and fists and knives and God knows what else. So it's like bedlam sort of followed me, really, if you like. I doing homework sort of just in front of the door there, and sort of come in the door, sort of gone bang and sort of hit me sort of thing. I sort of scurrying around trying to grab bits, and then when he went whack and kicked me, the back of my head hit that corner there, so that's quite a distance. Half my face has sort of gone purple, like big time. I've come downstairs the next morning and it's like nothing said at all. Turned up at school and it's sort of questions. What's happened? Sort of all clammed up and wouldn't say nothing because it'd be like, oh, you can't cause trouble. It'll be a nightmare. Because you're just thinking as well, well, I get it. Once they've gone, it'll happen again.
I remember him standing up with Chris, yeah, because Chris was getting a bit taller and that. Like, my dad's like a tall bloke. He's like a big old man. So he said to Chris, oh, stand up, we'll see how far off you are from me. So I've gone face to face and my dad's just gone bang, headbutted him, like, straight in bridge at nose, like, broke all his nose and that. And it's just so, like, he's just standing there laughing, like my dad. It's just like, he's just headbutted someone that he's never met before, you know what I mean? He's just like, look what I've done to your nose, sort of thing, right, excited about it. And you're like, what the fuck? How can you do that to your own son, man?
Was this the room he died in as well?
Yeah. That's a bit... Right there. That's what I mean, so it's a bit... Well, pretty much where Richard is, that's where Soho were going along there, and that's where...
Where you can see
where he
clean
died,
carpet.
on that sofa that's there, so it's a bit... Do you know what I mean? It's mad enough sort of thinking about what went on sort of in and around it, but then when you think, fucking hell, he's actually died there, that's like another thing altogether, sort of thing.
Have the kids been up there?
They're shot in kitchen sort of when Dad kind of died in the lounge, so they've kind of been everywhere because we don't know exactly sort of how long Dad were in the lounge for. You kind of don't know how long the cats were in the kitchen for, so. You walk into the kitchen to feed the cats and bang, there's a carving knife and you're like, I felt that against the skin of my throat. And you like, and then it's like a horror show. You like, so your brain's just like, where'd you go from there? You like, you sort of, you think, well, part of me loved the old fool, and you're like, but quite a big part of me hated him as well.
He used to come in on a night and play one of us against the other, you know. We'd sit there and be proper nice to one of us and then, like, start slapping the other one around, and we'd be like, well, on a night when he used to come in, we used to be like, well, which one's getting it tonight, sort of thing. Which one's going to be the alright one and which one's getting slapped around.
Gotcha. At that table, there's just no way it would have been thrown out just because he's like, that's my table. You just know that he'd hate to see it going, and it kind of, in a sick sort of way, it makes you chuckle. Every time he breaks something of his, it almost feels like getting at him that extra time. And people will say that's weird and that's sick and stuff, but to me it's absolutely normal, because it's like he's dead and yet he's still getting at me. No, that's just not funny, is it?
Do you feel emotional when you go through that stuff and you see the photographs or things like that?
Yeah, sort of half and half, really. Like, I sort of like laugh it off, you know what I mean? I try and like laugh it off as much as I can. But sometimes, like, my mum picked up, but this was like the first or second day that we were in the house, you know, sorting it out and that. My mum's,
after he died?
Yeah, my mum's picked his keys up, and me and Chris used to, like, when we had them keys, because he used to come back pissed and that, it used to take him 10 minutes to get into the door, you know, from where he can't see the hole and stuff. So, like, where he's rattling his keys, we'd be like, shit, he's back, run upstairs, get in beds and that, pretend we're asleep and stuff. And my mum picked keys up off the couch and give him a little rattle, and I was just like, you know, how I were, like, years and years ago, and I was like, whoa, he's back, and then I was like, no, it's like, but that got me a bit, you know.
Look at that, the phone number on there is 33680. It's not even a full number.
How long ago was that last played?
Been a while since anyone dare touch it, never mind play it.
Was
but
it
look, they are actually original speakers as well, aren't they? I only think he got it so that he could tell me and Richard not to touch it. So look, there'd have been our toys at one point then. Shit like that winds you up a bit as well, because it's like, you remember the day he took it off you, and then it's like, you just know that it's been sat hidden away since the day he took it off you, and it's like, well, what's the need for that? There's just football cards from World Cup '94. I'd love to get a hammer and just smash the fuck out of that, just because I know it meant that much to that stupid old cunt that it'd turn him in his silly little fucking bottom of the range box that he's sat in. And it's that sort of shit makes me laugh, because I just think, fuck you, you laughed when you kicked me across the room. Now I'm going to laugh at kicking your stuff across the room. But then you go back to thinking, well, there's Mum and Richard. It's not just about me, because if they'd gone with him, I'd have put a match to the place and just gone, fuck that. And then I'd have sat on the roundabout and gladly watched it burn. And when sort of people turned up and said, do you know what's happened? I'd have said, yeah, I've covered it in petrol and stuck a match to it. Absolutely, it's just shit. Bit of Al Johnson and Bing Crosby.
Do you think you got anything to thank your dad for?
Yeah, Richard, that's it. He hasn't showed me, taught me or nothing, only sort of what not to be, really. I suppose, in a way, that's a good thing, but I'm certainly not going to thank him for it, because it's not like he set out and planned to do it. He didn't go, I'm going to smash the fuck out of you, and from it you're going to learn not to do it. He just thought, I'm going to smash the fuck out of you, and got on with smashing the fuck out of me, really.
This patch in the middle there, what's that there?
That's where they found him, pretty much. Well, that's where sort of contents of his insides are, really.
When he was lying on the floor before they discovered him?
Don't know whether it's sort of gone through the couch or what, I'm not sure, because they said he were on the sofa, so...
When someone dies, like, all fluids come out, don't they? So you can see where they've like took him off sofa, like it's all on floor, sticky, and that's not nice. But me and Chris had a dance on it. We are quite sick, and like all his mates told us, you're sick in head, you. But it's just, I know it's not right, but
Was
he,
it for
he
joy
ain't been, he
almost?
ain't been right to us. That's what I mean. It were like, good, we've got your back, sort of thing.
It's got rid of a third of him.
Why are you leaving the middle bit till last?
It's the most enjoyable bit, really. That, and it's probably the stickiest bit. I'm not entirely sure what underneath's going to look like. Wouldn't surprise me if his fucking hand popped out from the floor and went, "Gotcha!" Seriously, not touching that shit. I'll phone Richard, or I'll see him when I get back and tell him I've took Dad out.
That's the last remains of your dad in that carpet.
It's fucking great, isn't it? Funny as fuck. Can't wait to get that on pile. I'll just shuffle it over here and get the rest up first.
What are you going to do with it? Just throw it in the garden?
Oh, absolutely. Spit on it or something. Tempted to sort of pull it over and have like a ritual bonfire with marshmallows and stuff, but I'm happy enough with just wanging it out at the back door. Come on, Dad. Out you get. And gone.
You get in the old cunt's grave with me.
It's quite fun, this bit.
It's what he died on, mate.
Grab other side. We chucked Dad in there.